Hey guys, it's Godbars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 163rd episode of my series where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. Just like the Dog Pound who were the subject of my previous video, Camp Lo is a pretty important staple when it comes to duos in 90s hip-hop, except these guys hailed from the Bronx in New York instead of Compton or Long Beach. Comprised of Sonny Chiba and Geechee Suede, Camp Lo took the hip-hop world by storm when they dropped their innovative and forward-thinking debut LP here, Uptown Saturday Night, in 1997. While 97 may not come to mind quite as quick as 1993 or 1998, when discussing the most stacked years in the genre, there's still plenty of classics from that year, and I want to do something that I haven't done in a little while, which is share a number of my favorite releases that dropped that year in 97 to give a bit more context as to where the rap game was at the time. You can really see how widespread and diverse the genre was becoming towards the back end of the 90s, with various subgenres and even entire underground movements popping up virtually all over the country. Some of the classic LPs birthed from this time, outside of Camp Lo's stellar debut here, include but are not limited to projects like Wu-Tang Clan's Wu-Tang Forever, Company Flow's Fun Crusher Plus, Life After Death by the Notorious B.I.G., Capone and Noriega's The War Report, Missy Elliott's debut, Super Duper Fly, Busta Rhymes' When Disaster Strikes, EPMD's Back in Business, The Artifact's second album, That's Them, Atmosphere with their debut LP Overcast, Three Times Crazy with Stack and Chips, Puff Daddy and the Family's No Way Out, and of course Harlem World by Mace. However, even with dozens and dozens of other game-changing projects being released in 97, Camp Lo managed to rise to the top through their debut album as a newer act, pretty much solely through their chemistry, technical ability, and amazing beat selection. Both Sonny Chiba and Geechee Suede have unique voices that mesh perfectly together, and it's the kind of match that feels like it was made in heaven because it's hard to imagine anyone else being a better partner for either MC. They also hit it out of the park with this album's theme and cover art, which of course takes the classic Marvin Gaye cover from the I Want You album and repurposes it for an entirely different audience under a new context. While their biggest song is most definitely Lucchini, also known as This Is It, that's just a tiny sampler of the freakish high level of quality that virtually every song here manages to operate on. That actually wasn't their very first single to blow up and get some major traction, though, as the classic track Cooley High appeared on the soundtrack for the Great White Hype movie, a somewhat under-the-radar sports comedy film from 1996 that did have a pretty star-studded cast, including big names like Samuel L. Jackson, Damon Wayans, Jeff Goldblum, John Lovitz, Cheech Marin, and Jamie Foxx, just to name a handful. What I love about Sonny Chiba and Geechee Suede is how they were able to make insanely successful songs that had a radio pop sensibility, but they were both also ridiculously technical and years ahead of many of their peers when it came to rhyme schemes and flow patterns. Lucchini's a pretty perfect example of this, as both killer MCs trade off non-stop dope bars, starting with Geechee, who gives us Introducing Phantom of the Dark, Walk Through My Heaven with Levitation from Reefers, Drenching Divas in E7, Showboating with Ruger's Flash Vines, Belafonte Vigor, Let's Skate for What This Worth as We Confiscate Your Figures. Then right after that set of gems, Sonny Chiba takes the reign with a group of his own fire lines, beginning with Casanova Brown, Levitating Jiggy in Dashikis, Allah Hada Car 54, Chasing Diamond Runners, Headed Icebound, The Big Chilla Diamond Convention, Harlem Buck Strut, Freezing World Heist, Hollywood, Madam Butterfly, Let Me In Your House of Pleasure, from the Knuckle Swatch, Shadow Boxers, Catching Black-Eyed Blues. Some other classic lyrical moments are when Geechee Suede says, I play the deaf at what? Sensations at the Mardi Gras be screaming Chiba, fulfilling pleasures in my castles, blow the smoke out. The Garcia Vega substitutes when the Dutch is gone. The low don't stop, give me shouts, it's the seasoned. Sautéers, souffleurs, for swerving on corners, we magnets to moolah. Living with Charlie's angels on us. No smilin', we're sliding. That gets you caught up in the octar or dead for movin'. It's just like that as we proceed. Or another favorite set of lines for me, come when sunny raps, Saturday night special, better take it light, you jaja. You're a capitan, quest to the coast of Key Largo. Wire the chain gang, keep your ears out for Roy Ayers. Sip the Fontaine Bleu, House of Bamboo Paradise. And I have to mention the part where he gives us Fallen Pharaoh's courtesies of Black Caesar, The Convincer, Silky Days, Satin Nights, Taking Flight, Donald Gaines, Sweet Sensation, Spanish Flying with the Lady Scarface, Bottoms Up Sunshine, Love Potion number 9. I've talked about legendary producer Ski Beats previously, as he was one of Jay-Z's go-to guys at the peak of his career. But prior to that, he had gained a lot of notoriety as the go-to in-house producer for Camp Lo, giving Sonny and Geechee a number of their most iconic and instantly recognizable instrumentals to date. Ski handled virtually all the production on Uptown Saturday Night here, with the very select exceptions being Ill Will Fulton, Jocko, and Trugoy the Dove of De La Soul, all of whom produced or co-produced one track each. The late legend Trugoy, or Dave as he's often known, doubled as one of the few featured artists as well, with the other guest appearances taking the form of Butterfly from Diggable Planets or Palasier Lazaro of Shabazz Palaces, as well as Karachi RAW, Jungle Brown, and Bones. For honorable mentions on this classic, I think I'm going to skip over Lucchini or This Is It since I discussed it at length, and instead I pick tracks like Park Joint, Sparkle, Black Connection, Say Word, Negro League, Nicky Barnes - It's Alright, Black Nostalgic - Come On, and B-Side to Hollywood. For my 3 overall favorites on here, I think I would have to go with Crystal Carrington, Cooley High, and Swing. Thank you for watching my 163rd video. Next, we have another one of those West Coast Titans who's pretty overdue on the page. So look out for that one, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your favorite songs off this jazzy masterpiece are. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.
Who would do such a thing? Look, I stand in the flame of a feeling we call pain. Father's Day mug, little hand shaped the clay. Carrier planes flew overhead in pockets.